The Galactic Council's armada hung in the void like a constellation of death. 500 warships, each bristling with plasma cannons and quantum torpedoes, formed a perfect sphere around Earth. Their hulls gleamed with the technology of a dozen advanced civilizations, all united in a single purpose: the eradication of humanity. On the bridge of the flagship Eternal Dominion, Admiral Vexler of the Kralix Empire watched the blue marble of Earth rotate peacefully below. His four eyes narrowed with satisfaction. "Such a primitive species," he hissed to his second-in-command. "They barely achieved faster than light travel 50 years ago, and already they've caused chaos across 3 sectors." "Indeed, Admiral," Commander Threll responded. "Their refusal to accept proper galactic hierarchy is disturbing. They trade with species above their station. They question council decrees. They even demand representation." Vexler's mandibles clicked in disgust. Representation. As if a species that still experiences biological death deserves a voice among the eternal races. He raised one clawed hand. "Prepare to, sir?" The sensor officer interrupted. "We're detecting a jump signature. Reinforcements?" Vexler laughed. "The humans have no allies. Who would be foolish enough to—" The words died in his throat as a ship materialized at the edge of the formation. It was human-made, that much was clear from its crude angular design. But it was old ancient by human standards. Scorch marks covered its hull, and entire sections looked patched together with mismatched plating. "Scanning now," the sensor officer reported, confusion evident in their voice. It's a frigate, sir. Pre-unification era. According to our databases, that class was decommissioned 70 years ago. Crew complement, 2? The bridge fell silent. 2? Commander Threll repeated. 2 humans against 500 warships? Aboard the frigate Last Stand, Emma checked the weapon systems one final time. Her hands moved with practiced efficiency across the worn controls. Each switch and button as familiar as her own heartbeat. "Reactors holding at 93%, Jack called from the engineering station behind her. "I've rerouted everything non-essential to shields and weapons. We've got maybe 3 good shots before the whole thing tears itself apart." Emma allowed herself a small smile. 3 shots. That's 2 more than we need. Jack moved to stand beside her captain's chair, his weathered face creased with concern. "Emma, you know this is insane, right? Even for us? Insane?" Emma's eyes gleamed. "Jack, we've done insane. Remember the Helix Nebula? The Quantum Rift? That thing with the sentient asteroid?" She gestured at the view screen, where 500 warships waited. "This is just mathematically improbable." Despite everything, Jack grinned. They'd served together for 30 years, ever since they were fresh recruits on humanity's first deep space exploration vessel. They'd seen wonders and horrors beyond imagination. They'd also learned something that the galaxy's ancient, powerful civilizations had long forgotten. Humans didn't need to be the strongest. They just needed to refuse to quit. "Incoming transmission," the computer announced in its synthetic voice. Admiral Vexler's face appeared on screen. His alien features twisted in what might have been amusement. "Human vessel, I am Admiral Vexler of the Galactic Council's enforcement fleet. You are hopelessly outmatched. Power down your weapons and prepare to witness your homeworld's purification." Emma leaned back in her chair. "Admiral, I'm Captain Emma Chun of the Terran Defense Force. This is my first officer, Jack Morrison. Before we begin, I have a question." Vexler's mandibles twitched with irritation. "Speak quickly, human. Have you ever heard of the Battle of Thermopylae?" "I have not. Nor do I care about your primitive. 300 Spartans held off an army of hundreds of thousands," Emma continued calmly. "Or the Alamo, or Rorke's Drift, or the countless other times throughout human history, when a handful of defenders stood against impossible odds." She smiled. "Sometimes they lost, but they always made it count." "Fascinating history lesson," Vexler sneered. "Unfortunately, you face not hundreds of thousands, but 500 warships equipped with—" "Yeah, about that," Jack interrupted, pulling up a display. "See, while you were monologuing, we were scanning your formation." Beautiful sphere, really. Perfect geometric distribution. Every ship positioned to provide overlapping fields of fire. Emma nodded. The problem with perfection, Admiral, is that it's predictable. And when you're predictable, she pressed a button, you're vulnerable. The last stand lurched forward, not toward the Armada, but perpendicular to it, accelerating to speeds that should have torn the old frigate apart. Emma's hands flew across the controls as warnings blared. Emma, the hull won't take much more. Jack shouted over the alarms. It doesn't have to. She shouted back. Just a little ... more. She triggered the first weapon, not a missile or energy beam, but an electromagnetic pulse amplified through every ounce of power they could generate. It erupted outward in a sphere, catching the nearest warships in its field. Their systems went dark, and in that moment of confusion, Emma fired the second weapon, a quantum tunneling mine that phased directly into the center of the formation before detonating. The explosion created a cascading effect, shield energies collapsing into one another as the perfectly spaced warships became their own worst enemy. Third shot. Jack called. Emma didn't fire a weapon. Instead, she broadcast on every frequency. Attention Galactic Council forces. You came here to delete humanity because we don't know our place. Because we ask questions. Because we refuse to bow. Her voice rang with conviction. But we're still here. 2 humans in an ancient ship just crippled your perfect formation. Imagine what 8 billion of us will do if you don't leave. Now, on the Eternal Dominion, Admiral Vexler watched in horror as ship after ship reported catastrophic system failures. Nearly a quarter of his fleet was disabled, and the rest were in disarray. The human was right. If 2 could do this, retreat, he whispered. Then louder, all ships retreat. As the Armada fled, Emma and Jack watched Earth grow larger in their viewport. Think they'll come back? Jack asked. Emma shrugged. Maybe, but they'll remember this day. The day humanity refused to be deleted. The frigate limped toward home, ancient but unbowed, carrying 2 humans who just reminded the galaxy why you should never underestimate someone with nothing to lose and everything to fight for.